What's up, everybody? This is YogiChris giving you another video blog here from Living with AZD, Arash Zepar Dibazar, #1 player pickup artist and men's character development coach on the planet. And maybe some of those things are up for debate, but when you're at the top, there's a lot of guys that are at the top, and they're not necessarily going head to head with each other. I think by gauging by the movement that's around AZD, like the organization of the men, how they are moving in their lives, how they're changing, their testimonies, the consistency, and in the long run, the lifestyle changes. Like we're creating many more high-level warriors than other groups are. And those warriors are part of the culture. So it's not like a warrior, there's the warrior battlefield over there, and then come back home, and then you have to be like a different kind of man here. There's a warrior spirit and mentality that we have taken on in IMC Nation against the socialist, communist, feminist ideals of the world that have infiltrated your dating life and your romance and so many elements of life, like even just down to entrepreneurship, and of course just the society itself, like taxes and all that shit. There's communism and socialism and that, but the feminism is much more insidious, and it really creeps into your personal relationships in just shadowy ways. You won't even know it. So what I do is, as you know, the captain of IMC Nation and a guardian and IMC monk here living with AZD, is I pitch AZD's products and camps, mostly as camps, how to come in person and train, or train online for advanced trainings. And so the messages that I bring to you are coming from those trainings and the elevated feeling that I get from, it's amazing, from literally just those words of the teaching. Whatever the teaching comes across in some words. When you come in person, it comes across in obviously the gestures and all of the senses. When you smell how his cologne is, or I don't know if taste really gets involved in it, but you get to see a lot more than what you would see behind a camera, like me lecturing you like this. And one of these, and then it's also contextual. So it's not just like your senses, like what do you see, hear, taste, smell, touch, but it's like, are you seeing it, or are you experiencing it in his living room? Are you experiencing it in a nightclub? Are you experiencing it at a restaurant? Are you experiencing it around his parents, or his girlfriend around, or your girlfriend's around, or whatever? And it's like these contexts give you an opportunity to see how the strategy plays out in those contexts. And it really will shift your mind in how much it is different from how you're living. It might be subtle. It might not be so awe-inspiring moment to moment, but they accumulate into a completely different life. And so one of the things that I offer in the camps is what I call behind the scenes. Behind the scenes are these audio recordings with my phone. I grab like voice memos or whatever. And it's a privilege afforded to people that are in proximity to Arash. They're not, where you are. They're where I am, riding in the car with him to venues and back from venues, being in the house with him and exchanging dialogue there. And sometimes that dialogue can be longer, like if we're taking the car ride, or if we're going to an event, like say we're going to a restaurant or something to eat. There's going to be a lot of opportunities in there with your personal dialogue with him. And if you're with other people, he may be dialoguing with someone else. When you're witnessing, let's say if I was witnessing the best martial artist, the best jiu-jitsu guy on the planet, it doesn't matter who they're jiu-jitsuing with. They could be a beginner. They could be an expert. They could be a guy, a girl. They could be from this academy, this place of the world, that place of the world. If you're watching the best in the world, or arguably the best in the world, like he's one of the best, you're going to learn. Whoever he's going against, you're going to learn. You're going to see, wow, that's the world's best going against that person, and how they calibrate their moves, how much effort they're putting into it, how hard they're trying, their reaction speed. And then in this field, in this arena, this is communication. It's just words and sounds, touch. It's not like the brutal leverage and smashing and breaking of a martial art. But it's a really good analogy. So I capture these audio sound bites, which could be from 30 seconds to 30 minutes. It could be in field of talking to this hostess, that waitress, number closing, bouncing. These are all the things that are in the recordings of last month, 4 hours and 15 minutes of audio recordings. You hear the bounce. You hear the time bridge. You hear the sexualization, meaning turning the conversation sexual. You hear the flirting. You hear the dismissals. You hear the IODs. You hear the fucking negs. You hear the openers in some cases. So a lot of times I miss the openers because it happens and I'm like, oh shit, I got to record. Because I don't have time to just be sitting back and recording. Hey, he's not going to wear a mic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. It's still good stuff. You hear qualities in all of these moments. You know, we call like the time bridge will be this moment that you say something. You hear the DHV gambit. So you might think of that as like a moment, but there's this quality that's carried in the conversation. It's very lifestyle oriented. And what I mean by this is it's not like you switch something on to do a pickup. There's a little bit of shift in the sense that maybe the language and the words that I'm using at my job is not the same language and words that I'd be using in the pickup. And so I got to kind of shift my dictionary over and do that. But there's a demeanor and a beingness, a readiness to take action, to do the next step, a readiness in your consciousness of like, where am I going tonight? What do I got going on? What do I got going on this week? Like you're ready to pull the person into your life and utilize them for your life, not sacrificing your life to get the girl. Use the girl in your life. And because your life is survival, my friend, if you're living your life, you're doing it to survive. It's making you better. It's making you more money, more prestige, more reputation, more of all those things that can be summarized as survival value. And so it's really, you need to center your focus on you in your livingness. And then you got to bring order to the chaos of your life. If it's not going exactly how you want, though, if it's not going how you want, then your lifestyle is in chaos relative to how you want it to be going. That makes sense. So these behind the scenes are very impactful. As I listen to them again, I hear so much of the context that they're set in. You get to capture the world champion in certain situations. The lectures are great, my friends. Listen to all the lectures. Join the advanced camp. Go to imcbaseone.com. It's not released yet this month. Carnival. That's the event this month, IMC Carnival. Name may change, but that's essentially the event. It's a 4 or 5 week training, advanced lectures every night, an in-person offering at the end of the month before Thanksgiving. So the weekend before Thanksgiving. You could come here in person. You could do the whole thing online. It's very transformative. I've talked a lot about in past videos, the advanced lectures, and you'll get to taste some of them. Like tonight, there's an open advanced class. You must know, and you will know if you do enough camps, that there's definitely a difference between the open classes and the actual advanced class when people pay and they sign up. And that first lecture, that second lecture, that's for the paid people only, that's not open. You'll feel a difference. And as you get wiser and wiser in this technology of communication, because the pickup is just words back and forth, touch and gestures, and then some awareness of what do I look like? What do I smell like? Like it all, you integrate all of that. The sale is just the right words coming across. Really, the relationship, we're living so much words. Just a little bit of touch. And we want to be good at that too, of course. And that's why you want to come in person. Not that we touch each other. It's weird. But it's like you see it done. And there is a sense of touch that you get. It's kind of like the spacing, like when someone's up in your face versus someone's far away from you. Like their proximity around you. There's this feeling that you get it's an in-person experience. So in this last month's behind the scenes, I heard many great things. I heard time distortion and a short mini lecture in the car, I think back from the strip club or on the way to the strip club or something. Time distortion, it just changes me. You know, I hear, let me go through these. I have them uploaded, but I haven't deleted them either. I heard some great imagination about we do certain self-visualizations and whatever about superheroes and animals and different characters and whatever. And there's a way to describe these visualizations that make them more real to you, where you really feel them, embody them more and more easily also, so that your consciousness is more free to think about how that character would be thinking. Instead of just trying to embody the character and imagine it and like feel it, you can get so good at feeling it that then you have more attention available to be, okay, how would this character think? How would this character respond? And now you really actualize and make real this character in through your life. And you can use your imagination to pull a beingness and an energy from itself. It seems like you just use your imagination. You can pull energy. Like if you use your imagination to see yourself very powerfully in a way that was pleasing to you, you would feel energized from it. And that's just amazing. It's like you charge yourself by your thoughts and you drain yourself by your thoughts. It's all in a state of mind. It's
Hey man, you just close those curtains.
oh yeah. Let's see here. I mean, you hear when AZD guesses the girl's sign right, you hear that response. You hear, oh man, so many analogies that it'll just shift you. You hear a whole game set where he gets really, really close with this waitress. In 40 minutes, a hired gun, cute, younger female. There's 4 of us at the table. You hear the development of different routines just from this lifestyle, lifestyle of living as a monk, a lifestyle like the way we live. It's not, maybe not the way you live, but no furniture, just like a dresser and a fucking TV stand maybe, but there's not a bed, there's not couches, there's not chairs here. I have this chair to lecture on. We have 2 like fold out chairs. But and that's just one aspect of our life, the discipline in our wake up, our particular disciplines, what we do for occupation, for our jobs, for our money. The way he packages those as DHV gambits, you get to hear in this behind the scene. This is like one of the it's 41 minutes. And the gaming of the waitress, and we all Instagram close her, and we probably all had Instagram interactions with her. But that's great. You just stack on, pile on the women to practice with. So many great things in here. Different mindsets. Oh, that one. Whew. How AZD talked with Coach Marin and developed a gambit for him, who's already a high value pickup artist in his own right, and how to design something for this girl that it's not that he's crushing on her, but she was like, very pretty girl in his industry that was like, how do I get this girl? And they strategized something using his specialty and how to package it and how to deliver it. And it's just 3-minute recording. You'll immediately see analogies to your own life. And you'll take on a certain strategist mindset that if you apply to your life, you start, doing a similar thing, packaging it in a way and delivering it so that it's influential, it's high value. Whew. So many things from the strip club, how to turn a beast, how to turn Eckhart Tolle and Michael Singer into a beast. I mean, these are spiritual masters that have mastered mindset and the self-talk and, the self-sabotaging problem that people have, talking down to themselves and depression and sadness and all of that, and really tapping into their purpose and a sense of bliss, contentment. I mean, they're spiritual masters that lead a lot of people, and how to create a beast out of that mindset. That's here captured. And of course, different imaginings. I was telling you, like these imagination visualization things. There's over 4 hours of this stuff. Bouncing the girl. You'll hear a little bit of my game, about 15 or 20 minutes with this girl after they bounced, and then I finished the bounce and took her on the car. So that's last month. That's what the people that came to Total Eclipse event, they get, they get all of the advanced lectures, like 28 of them, mind-blowing shit. There was a 3-hour segment between AZD and Hypnotica that, just was really the icing on the cake. The whole weekend, and I told AZD I had this mind-blowing like internal experience of frames where I've like visualized frames and I see frames, and especially as they pertain to how the frame is going to kind of make my life. I'll make my life through the frame, and the frame that I'm seeing my own life in, I'm going to be taking actions that align with how I see where I'm going. And if I shift that, like if the girl makes me lose my frame on my own life, I start acting from a different frame, and I counter create, or I destroy what I'm doing. So yeah, Hypnotica and AZD on the icing on the cake on that. And then you get these behind the scenes, and you go over those for as much as you need. And then we'll have more for the next month. Carnival. I already have the first behind the scene recording. It was sick when it comes to conflict and sales. And just that 3 or 4 minute recording will change you, and you'll get to hear it like you were living at base one, just like me. Now we're shifting to open gathering in the next 5 minutes or so. So you should be on the Telegram groups and look for that. And if you got any friends, buddies, they're looking to, what is this thing all about? This is a great time. Just send them that link and have them join. I'll see you in the next one. Everybody, YogiChris out. Post.